everybody flooding in. How is everybody doing on this fan Wednesday chat? We're late. Somebody said Spider-Man 2. Nope, that's tomorrow, buddy. I said my schedule every goddamn day 45 times a day. You should know that Spider-Man's tomorrow, not today. I'm not playing it at all today. Anyways, you also didn't read the title. See, that just annoyed me. That just annoyed the living fuck out of me, right? I say my schedule all the goddamn time, and you didn't read the title because the title says exactly what we're doing today. We're going to move on. Hello, how's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday? I know I'm late. I had to eat dinner. I had to eat my din-din because I was hungry, and we're doing a tier list today, and I didn't want to be on an empty stomach eating a bunch of candy and then feeling like shit and probably throwing up on stream. So, I ate beforehand so I could make room. That doesn't make any logical sense, but so I could have other in my stomach other than circus peanuts and Smarties. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes or no? So I'm a half hour late. Anyways, we're doing a few things today. First off, though, Max the Pope, thank you for the 10 gifteds. Dude, King Moksu live for the fucking tier 1 sub, bro. What's up, Keegan? Thank you for the 10 gifted, Max the Pope, and Tenacos for the sub. HK Apaku for the sub, and thank Max if you got a sub. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Chloe's Rex, Bread, Woog, Sophie, Griff, Sus, Shaylin, Amser, Original, Extreme, Adam, Cool, Ieens, Sizzy, Garbage for the sub. Max, thank you for the 10 gifts again. Blaze for the sub. Tenacos for the sub. Quick Sleep for the 3. I've been on one of your sub. I love the streams. Keep up the grind. Thank you. Catfish for the sub and Quick Sleep for the tier 1 12-month sub. Chat, what are we doing today? Well, we have a lot of fun things going on today, chat. We're starting out with a much-anticipated stream, the worst trick-or-treats tier list, where we are reviewing the worst trick-or-treat treats that you could be given on Halloween, right, when you used to be trick-or-treating, or if you still somehow go trick-or-treating. Then we're going to finish at Dead of Night, which is a scary game, so it's going to be all Halloween-y themed today. We're going to be doing a Halloween tier list, and then we're going to be transitioning into At Dead of Night, where we are going to be finishing that game that we started about 2 weeks ago. Decently long game, but a really good scary game, even if you weren't here for the other streams of At Dead of Night. Don't worry, because each story is entirely separate from the other. It's about, like, ghosts that this insane guy in a hotel killed, so we're finishing the last story today. And then wrapping up that game and probably transitioning to Fear Street either next week or the week after that. We might do a little intermediate break for next Wednesday. Probably going to do Drug Sim and Thief Sim to take a break for it. But then we'll hop right back into it. Going to be doing Complex Edition, a bunch of other shit. But that's for today, right? Tier list, then finishing at Dead of Night. Tomorrow, I'll be live at 4:30 EST. We're going to be continuing Spider-Man 2. It'll be our second to last Spider-Man stream. We'll probably be around 3/4 through the game then. Friday will be a React Day at 4. Probably a shorter React Day. Saturday will be a Block Wars Minecraft tournament with a bunch of streamers at 2. Sunday, I'll be live at 2 doing reacts. Monday, we'll finish Spider-Man at 4:30. Next Tuesday, I'm not live. Next Tuesday, I probably will be live because it's Halloween. We'll probably do a short, scary React stream. And then Wednesday, next Wednesday, we'll probably do a Sim Day. To take a break from the skate after November starts. One Piece and GM for the sub. Does that sound good, chat? I'm not even going to stall anymore. I know I'm late for the stream. We're going to be streaming for a while today, though, but we're going to hop into the tier list. I'll explain that in a second after I read the subs. GM for the sub, Tenacos for the 3. I'm excited for the Minecraft this winter after Spider-Man. We'll probably do Until Dawn after Spider-Man, before MC. I said that. Maybe Beyond Two Souls, too. Minecraft won't be until late November, probably either right before or after Thanksgiving. Ryan and Luke Star for the sub, Max for the 1,000 biddies. Been in stream in a while. I haven't been in stream in a while. Recovered from the head injury. I hope you're good now. Ugo for the 3. How old is too old to go trick-or-treating? Owen for the sub. Chat, when did y'all stop going trick-or-treating? I stopped going trick-or-treating in 6th grade or 5th grade. When I did not go trick-or-treating when I was probably 11 or 12. Some of y'all said 18. Who the fuck goes trick-or-treating in... yo, I'm going to say, who the fuck goes trick-or-treating in high school? I still go trick-or-treating in high school. Really? Dude, I've stopped trick-or-treating, like, end of elementary school. like, deaths. Like, it transitioned from, like, we would go trick-or-treating on Halloween in, like, 5th grade, and then everybody wanted to go to, like, a haunted house, like, in middle school. And then high school, nobody was going trick-or-treating. Somebody would have, like, a Halloween party you might go to. Realistically, you'd probably just do nothing. Or at least that's what I did most Halloweens. Please for the sub. Catfish Quickly, TG Max, Joe for the sub. 6 crunchy socks for the 10 gifteds. Dub in the chat for that. Thank 6 crunchy socks if you got a sub. Thank you for the 10 gifteds, bro. One piece of GM for the sub. Tentacles for the 3. I already read that. Max for the 1,000 biddies. Luke Star Ryan for the sub. Uga for the 3. I already read that. Owen, Jixie, and X for the sub. Tentacles for the 3. I saw somebody that was in their 30s trick-or-treating. Yeah, that's a bit too old. I would say that's a bit too old. If you don't have the word teen in your name, or in your age, I think you're a bit too old to go trick-or-treating, right? I would say, yeah, you could, okay. I could feasibly see somebody going trick-or-treating throughout high school. Hey, even freshman year in college, right? I'm not gonna judge. I didn't, right? I'm not gonna judge somebody going trick-or-treating, right? But once you hit that 20, once your age is no longer blank teen, you should probably not be trick-or-treating. You should probably not be trick-or-treating anymore. You could have a child at that point. You probably wouldn't, but you probably could. You're judging. I'm not judging, right? I'm just saying. You know, I know a few people that were like freshmen not in high school, in college that went trick-or-treating. I didn't, but I know a few people that did. Sir for the sub. I just don't understand the point once you reach the age of having a 9-to-5 job, because then you could just buy the candy, which realistically is at like 16. Like you have some amount of money when you're a sophomore in high school. Like, you could buy candy. Like, you're not broke. Well, you're broke. Okay, yeah, you're broke. I'm not gonna sit here and act like you're a sophomore in high school and you got bread. But unless you're a drug dealer. But unless you sell drugs. But outside of that, the people that don't sell drugs probably don't have bread. And so, you know, you still got a 20 to buy a variety pack of candy. Death of Death for the 3. Hey, Joe, you're my absolute favorite streamer. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you, the Gutter for the 3. I only go trick-or-treating in high school because I want free candy. Well, yeah, I get that, right? I'm not going to judge. I'm just saying I didn't. Max for the 3. I always thought trick-or-treating was boring. Rios for the sub. IB for the sub. For the 3, what's going on with that hairline, baby? And does it wiggle when you sit down, lil pup? I love how I always get the weirdest donos from no-user Andes. Like this.
Hey, Joey, what's going on with that?
Hey, Joe, keep talking. I'm almost done. What's wrong with that hairline, boo? Shut the fuck up. I didn't do my hair today, so it looks a little fucked up. It always looks a little fucked up. You know, it looks more fucked up today than average. Max for the 1,000 biddies. Also surprised I'm still second on both donating leaderboards, and Russ is for the 5. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday. You should play Fear to Fathom one day. I literally just said I was probably going to play that in about 2 weeks. Boobsy and Jay-Z for the sub. Or Jay Hizzy for the sub. South for the 3. 95 for the 3. AJ Brown popped off. I bet you're happy. And Grub for the 4. This donut has totaled my bit donations to 5,000 biddies. Done. All right. Chat. Gonna start the spooky non-copyrighted music because this is gonna be for a YouTube video and I don't want to get copyrighted. Say hi, YouTube, if you would like. This is the Halloween trick-or-treat worst treats tier list. I don't know how to name this, right? That was a very awkward name. But basically, here's how it goes, right? On Halloween, when you either go trick-or-treating or used to go trick-or-treating, there's a lot of things that you don't like. Whether they be a specific candy, something that's not candy-related at all that shit, right? I got my chat to submit what they deemed as the worst candies or worst treats. The reason I say treats is because some things that you get on Halloween aren't even candy-related. But I got my chat to submit what they deemed as the worst treats to receive on Halloween. I also looked up the worst ranked treats that you can receive on Halloween, and I compiled basically the top 20-something together for a massive list, okay? I also am not doing this in S through F format because that gets kind of confusing, right? If this is a tier list about the worst treats, something that's S tier would be the worst or the best. It doesn't really make sense, right? So, because this is the worst trick-or-treats treats tier list, we're going to be rating them in the following categories. The best category, I actually like getting these, right? Something that you're not pissed about if you get that in your trick-or-treat bag. I don't mind it. It's useful for trades, right? Kind of C tier, somewhere in the middle, where you could use it for trading other kids for different candies, right? It has some value. Not a lot, but you could tag it on. Maybe throw in a Reese's cup and dots, and then you could get something that you'll like in return, right? Throwing it out when I get home, so utterly useless. You're not going to use this. You're not going to eat it. It's not useful for trades. And then I'm egging their house, meaning you hate this. Why the fuck would they ever give this to you on Halloween? That's fucking annoying, right? That's the format. We got a lot of things here. We have apples, jelly bean jellies, or jelly belly jelly beans, pencils, razor blades, double bubble gum, dots, okay. I have an Oscar Mayer gummy hot dog in this list. I found it at Walmart. Nobody submitted this. I was befuddled when I saw that Oscar Mayer makes fucking gummy hot dogs. So we're going to review that because that's probably a pretty bad fucking candy. Black licorice, Whoppers, juice boxes, any of the Laffy Taffy flavors. We'll get into that when we get there. Some are worse than others. Happy Cola gummies, Smarties, unnamed hard candies like grandma candies, this specific style of mint, candy corn, circus peanuts, Red Hots, animal crackers, fruit chews, raisins, Welch's fruit snacks, hot tamales, popcorn, toothbrush, pretzels, Halloween-themed pretzels, Tootsie Rolls, and hot chocolate. Are we ready to get into this, chat? I have the majority of these things that we're going to review in person. Some of the things like razor blades, I don't. We're just going to have to rank that. But, yeah, let's get into this. DR for the sub, Death for the 3. Just got back from Virginia for a field trip. It was really cool. Mister for the sub. Oompa for the 5. Hi from Sweden. 6 crunchy socks for the 2,500 biddies. Want to say hi. And want to know how you're doing today. Good, how are you? I've been sick with COVID. I'm sorry to hear that. I just got done it. My family got sick again, so rip. That sucks, dude. I had COVID, what? A month ago? 2 months ago? It was ass. 402 Banana for the sub, Mile for the 3. Me and my friend saw the FNAF movie. It sucked ass. I don't believe you because it's fucking Wednesday and that bitch doesn't come out until tomorrow in theaters. How the living fuck did you see the FNAF movie, you liar? Pandas for the sub, Liam for the 3, Frosty for the 3. Been watching your streams for a while now. You're my favorite streamer. Thank you, Belgian for the sub. Gabe for the sub, Tentacles for the 900 biddies. Already know that Reese's products are hitting S tier. We're not even reviewing Reese's products because they're not on the worst list. Lily for the 3. I'm at did you understand how this is working? We're reviewing the worst, right? Reese's is not. Nobody really says Reese's are bad. Lily for the 3. I'm at Costco. How are you today? Good. How are you? God for the 3. When's the next philosophy stream? Don't know. Hannah for the sub. Grub for the 4. And Max the Pope for the 50 gifteds. What the fuck? Thank them if you got a sub. And Max, thank you for the fucking 50 gifteds, dude. Oh my God. Max the Pope, thank them if you got a sub. And thank you for the 50 gifteds, dude. I appreciate that shit. Missed them for the sub. Max for the 50 fucking gifted bomb. Attack and double for the sub. D-Spicy for the sub. RX for the 3. Currently sick with hand, foot, and mouth disease. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Chat. I'm not trying to slide by that. I don't really know what I'm going to say to you have hand, foot, mouth disease other than I'm sorry. Because that does suck. I've never had that, but it is ass. FNAF movie is out in the UK, bruh. FNAF movie out in the UK, bruh. You ain't heard that? It come out a day early. Came out a day early in the UK. Was it really bad? Fuck. I'm not even seeing it in theaters now. I'm probably going to watch it on my TV. You know, that's how you know the movie theaters are going downhill, is when they release shit on streaming services the day of the movie drop. I wanted to go in theaters, but, like, every theater was booked. And I was like, I'm not... Dude, trying to figure out a time outside of high school to go with your friends to watch a movie is impossible. Because everybody has different work schedules. Everybody has different things going on. Nobody wants to slot a fucking 4-hour time schedule to go see a goddamn movie. One turn for the 3. I was at high school today, and I left, and 10 minutes later it was under lockdown because they found a bullet and a gun threat. Yikes. West for the 3. There's a hostage situation going on next door to me, and there's so many police dogs. Oh, my God. Drew for the sub, D Spicy for the sub, RX for the 3. I'm the only adult the doctor had seen with it. Oh, wait, this is about hand, foot, and mouth disease. Completely fucked my boss over that I couldn't work. What do you mean, fucked your boss over? All right. Chat, let's get into this. We're not really Max, I'm never going to get into this fucking tier list, bud. I'm never going to get into this fucking... Max! Max, thank you for the 25 fucking gifteds! Fucking 75 subs from Max. What, or 85 or some shit? I don't even know how many this motherfucker gave in one stream. Thank you for the goddamn subs, dude. We're already at the fucking sub goal because of you. Thank you for the fucking gifteds. Thank them if you got a sub. Thank you for the fucking 75 gifteds total. What the actual fuck? Max the Pope with 1,446 subs total to the stream all time. That's fucking crazy. Thank you for the fucking subs, man. Holy shit. Max the Pope, you're a fucking goat, dude. Thank you for the 25 subs. Wow. Alright. I read everything else. How do you know if you got a sub? You would have a sub badge. You would be able to use the sub emotes. But a fucking 75 people just got free subs there. So thank them if you, thank Max if you got a sub. Alright, chat. Let's lock in here for the fucking tier list. Alright. Hold up. Brooke texted me. Oh my God. Too many things going on right now. Too many things going on right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. My manager just texted me pseudonym. What does pseudonym mean, chat? He used the word pseudonym in a sentence. Chat, define pseudonym. What does pseudonym mean? All right. Chat, lock in here. Fuck. Okay, now we're locked for the tier list. I'm done fucking stalling. Done fucking stalling. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Never mind. He just texted me fucking back. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, lock in, chat. Babine for the sub. Off rep. Can y'all hear the music, by the way? No, it is so quiet. That's better. Okay. What do we want to start with? What do y'all want to start with? Let's start with something that's more middle of the road. Right? Let's start with fruit snacks. I don't know how y'all... Normally, y'all do S through F for this. You could just really put W or L, realistically. I would say that getting fruit snacks on Halloween, while it is not a candy, and that kind of makes it an L, they're good. Like, I'm not upset if somebody gives me fruit snacks. Now, I will say the brand of fruit snack matters. If it's like the Mott's gummies or however the fuck you say it. Fruit snacks specifically, like Welch's, all that shit. Some are better than others. Or like the Scooby-Doo gummies. But they're good, right? I've gotten these a lot when I used to go trick-or-treating. I would not say anything's really wrong with them. I'm not going to be as happy getting a fruit snack as I would like a Reese's cup or a Kit Kat bar. But I would say it's useful for trades. I would say it has value, right? Throwing it out when I get home, I'm not going to throw them out because I'm going to eat them. I wouldn't say I don't mind it. I would say I don't mind it. I would say I'm not upset about getting these, but I will say because they're not candy, that is kind of annoying, and I'm going to put that as it's useful for trades. Even though they're probably as unhealthy as candy, it's useful for trades, right? You're trying to get a fucking Kit Kat bar from your friend. You throw in a Snickers bar and a fruit snack, he might give you the Kit Kat bar, right? Just off of sheer number-to-number value, the fruit snacks do weigh differently, okay? Somebody redeemed debt. Saying this right now, I will not do any more redemptions during this segment, okay? This is for a YouTube video. We're not going to do any flex boxing guy, but dog treat. I'm not, no. Okay, they're going to get refunded immediately. I'm not doing them. All right. Let's just say that, okay? I'm not, just get on the fucking game. Yeah, we're banning that fucking loser. L Chatter, but he's been following for 6 hours. Just get on the game. Dude, we're playing at Dead of Night in like an hour. This tier list is going to take a fucking minute, buddy. Pop back into the stream in a fucking hour. Set a little timer on your goddamn fucking Kindle Fire, okay? Go play Cut the Rope while you fucking sniff your goddamn hands. And then come back in an hour. DSE for the sub. Max for the 5,000 biddies. My brother got mono. I'm sorry to hear that. And for the 3, hey, Joe, it's my birthday. Happy birthday. I can't see your name because you didn't send your name. Because when you send a dono that is monetarily a dono sometimes that's not in bits, it's not going to show your username, so I only see your dono ID. But happy birthday to whoever you are. Jeffrey for the 4. It was my birthday yesterday. Happy late birthday. It's everybody's birthday. Starin Babine for the sub. Dillweed for the sub. All right. I think that's a good starting point. Comparing everything to Welch's fruit snacks is a good thing. Larry, thank you for the 5 gifteds. All right. Next. We'll go for this one. No-name hard candies, right? Really depends what flavor these no-name hard candies are, right? I don't even know what this is. I think this might be butterscotch, right? But it really depends what you get. Because you could get one of those, like, gross-ass lemon-flavored hard candies. Or, like, red, like, just, like whatever red or orange. Like, an orange-flavored hard candy is pretty fucking disgusting. This butterscotch one is good, but I would say for the most part, when you're getting unnamed hard candies from trick-or-treating, you're not getting butterscotch. You're probably going to be getting something that's disgusting. And you have the sketchy factor. Getting a loosely wrapped candy, are your parents even letting you keep those, right? That's also getting thrown into question. If you're a second grader, looking back at when I used to be trick-or-treating, you're probably not... I gotta spit this out. You're probably not gonna be getting this candy and then being able to keep it. I wouldn't say I'm gonna egg their house, right? I'm not that upset, but I'm definitely throwing it out when I get home. I'm not eating these. Maybe if it was butterscotch, but if I'm getting these, just a broad-range, general hard candy, loose, kind of looks like it might have been unwrapped. I'm going to throw that bitch out of fear, number one, and I'm not really looking forward to that. If I'm going to eat something sugary, I'd rather eat something that's better. We'll do apples here. Where are we going to put apples? I don't have an apple with me. I have an apple, but I didn't want to take one bite out of an apple and then throw it out because that's a fucking waste. So we could just... I know what an apple tastes like. I don't really think we need to do a fucking impromptu apple tasting. I'm egging their house. You're going to egg their house over an apple? You'd be more mad. Okay. Really, though, an apple is one of, if not the sketchiest shit you could be given. Because how hard is it to put a syringe of some chemical into an apple and have no idea what's in the goddamn apple, right? Like, if I'm gonna kill kids through trick-or-treating, I might give them an apple with cyanide in it, and they'll probably fucking die, and it's not really traceable, right? So, THC-filled apples, okay, that's all. That honestly might be worse than putting cyanide in the apple. You're literally drugging children. You're literally drugging children at that point. But I don't know. I would say it depends on what apple. If they give me some fucking Granny Smith bullshit, I'm gonna egg their fucking house. If they give me a good Honeycrisp, I might keep it. But I would say taking any loose fruit from a stranger, probably gonna result in that I'm egging their house. Why would you ever do this? Just any person that's like, Halloween's too unhealthy. It's always like the fitness moms that are doing it, It's always the fitness moms. The ones that do Zumba classes and go on those biking things like every fucking day, and that's like their lifestyle is being healthy. They're handing out fucking almonds and apples on Halloween. Annoying as shit. Broke-ass people hand out apples. I gotta pause the music for this. You think broke people are handing out apples? You could not be more wrong. 1 minute. This bag of Smarties was $7 from Walmart. $7. If you think a broke household is handing out apples, it's the rich people. It's the rich yoga moms are handing out apples. Because you gotta have bread to be able to buy 100 fucking apples and then sit there and individually give every kid like a fucking $3 apple. Like, that's $300 right fucking there. Other way around. They're rich, they're just annoying, right? Godsmack at TJ for the sub, IB for the 3. Whopper Candy clears, Peak for the 3. One bag of Welch is either a 7 or 10 grams of sugar in each bag. Yeah, no, they're unhealthy. Larry, thank you for the 5 gifteds again. Dilby and DSE for the sub. All right. Fuck. Wait, let's just grab some. Let's do Smarties now, since we already have them out. Oh my god! They're fucking everywhere, chat. Nah, this just pissed me the fuck off. Oh, this just pissed me the fuck off. I'm sitting on them. Dude, how many fucking Smarties are there? Alright, we got them. God damn, dude. All right. Godsmack, thank you for the 10 fucking gifteds, dude. Thank them if you got a sub, and thank you for the 10 gifteds, Godsmack. Keaton for the 3. All right. Smarties, after we just had that catastrophe opening this goddamn thing. I used to snort these in middle school. I used to crush them up, or I would smoke them. You crush up the Smarties, you'd breathe it in. You'd fucking inhale, exhale that shit. You'd feel like a badass, right? You'd be like, oh, it's like I'm smoking a cigarette. It's nothing like smoking a cigarette, dude. Nothing. They're just sweet chalk candy. Honestly, that's all they are. A sweet chalk candy. A bit too sweet. I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Sweet Tarts are the better version of Smarties. Smarties is the Walmart version of Sweet Tarts. Sweet Tarts are actually less sweet, but have a better tang. They're harder. You can also just kind of like, you could chew them, you could suck on them for a while. Whereas like Smarties, you kind of have to chew them and they like disintegrate. They're also the cheapest fucking candy that you could probably buy. As I said, a bag of Smarties is $7. and you get about fucking 300 of the individual sticks. They have a fun factor to them. In the idea of you being able to snort them, you know? But overall, they're mid. I would not say I would throw them out, though. Where are Smarties? Here. Are they useful for trades, though? Would any of you guys trade for Smarties? I would honestly say I don't mind it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I would rather have Welch's Fruit Snacks than Smarties. I would say, is this a fair swap? Because I have to compare them to each other as well, not just on the list in general. I would be more happy about getting Fruit Snacks than I would Smarties. I think Smarties, God, I don't know if anybody would accept a trade for Smarties. Did y'all trade candy when you went trick-or-treating? That was like a big thing. That was one of my favorite things to do with my friends, was you would all go trick-or-treating and you would like, everybody has their different candy tastes, right? Obviously, there's a few candies that everybody loves and they would never get rid of, but some of your friends might like fucking gummy worms more than you like something else and you would swap them, right? But I don't think anybody's really going to trade for Smarties. I think they're kind of useless. I would maybe eat them, but I'm going to have to throw them in the throwing it out when I get home category. Because I might let them sit there for a year and just not ever eat them. All right. Next. Now, this is not what you would normally get, right? This is a box of Whoppers. Normally, when you go trick-or-treating, you're going to be getting one of those little mini snack size ones with 3 Whoppers in it, which is just really just fucking skimping out on that, right? Just being cheap. You only get 3 in a little thing. Honestly, I'm going to say Whoppers are the middest candy I have ever had. I think Whoppers are the definition of mid. And that's not an insult. They're a definitive C tier. I'm not upset. Like, I'll eat them. They give my brain the reward factor of sugar and chocolate. But I'm never choosing them. I'm never going to go to a store and buy a Whopper. This is the first time I've ever bought a box of Whoppers. Even at a movie theater, I've never fucking got these. I'll eat them. If people have them, I would take a Whopper. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'll eat them. They're pretty good when you put them in the freezer, too. But I would trade them. And for that, I'm going to get rid of them. I know people like them. This is my own personal take here, right? I think I've had some pretty objective takes. This is a subjective take. I think it's useful for trades. I think you can trade Whoppers pretty well. I think you could get rid of them. People would accept them for other things. And if I'm really running low on my candy stash from Halloween, I'll eat the fucking Whoppers, right? I'm not going to let them go to waste. If I can't trade them, I'll eat them, right? If I can't trade them, it goes to an I don't mind it. But an I don't mind it is I would pick them over other things. This is probably one of the last things I'm eating. But I will eat them. So for that reason, they're there. Now, has anyone here ever had these? This is the one item I kind of threw into this list. I don't think anybody's ever gotten this on Halloween because you're not going to hand out loose gummy wieners, and parents will probably fear you if you start handing out gummy hot dogs to people with no wrapping. But, motherfucker, see, this is why I have scissors. I wanted to rate them because of how outlandish it was. They were in the candy aisle when I was shopping for this. And as I stared at them, I said, no way somebody put hot dogs in the fucking candy aisle. Because you know when you're in the grocery store, actually, I don't know if you guys can relate to this because you guys probably don't grocery shop, but whenever you go grocery shopping, you'll get something, and sometimes you'll be like, I don't actually want this. And so you'll put it just in a random aisle. Like, say you're grocery shopping, you got a bag of chips. You're in the goddamn fucking bread section, right? You're in the bread and yogurt section, and it just came into mind, I don't really want these fucking Doritos anymore. And so you just put them in the closest shelf next to you. That's what I thought was going on here. And I was like, the disrespect for them to ruin these hot dogs. But then I took a closer look, and they're also really sticky. So you know the SpongeBob Krabby Patties that you used to be hype as shit to get when you were like 5? It's those, but with a hint of plastic. Those are so good. No, they are not, bro. Oh my god. No, bro, I'm throwing out this whole thing. That's disgusting. Oh, that's fucking disgusting. I feel like I'd have to egg their house more than the apples. God, dude. No one would ever hand that out, but I just had to throw it in the list because of how fucking sheerly disgusting it is. Oh my god. It just tasted like plastic. What are the nutrition facts on that fucking thing? It's just 12 grams of sugar. Yo, if you go to a grocery store and buy Oscar Mayer gummy hot dogs as your little fucking late night snack, you probably eat people. You probably are a psychopath. I would seek a psychiatrist because no one would ever... I think I was the first person to ever buy that thing. That was probably sitting on the shelf for a while. When I checked out, the worker was like, gummy hot dogs. He said that out loud. I was like, yeah. And I was just too lazy to explain, like, I'm buying this for stream. Because he was scanning all of the candies, and he was looking at them like, these are fucking disgusting. Like, why are you buying this? But I wasn't really going to explain that. All right, next. Toothbrush. Specifically, any Halloween-themed toothbrush some people do. Like, if they have, like, a Colgate, like, pumpkin-themed one. That, I feel like this is an obvious, I'm egging their house, right? Like, you're just trying to do a little bit. Like, any dentist would be handing this out, because they realize that, like, candy's bad and it causes tooth decay. So they're gonna hand you a fucking toothbrush. That would bother me. I already get toothbrushes when I go to my goddamn dentist. They hand me a little free one. You know, they give you a little basket, and you get to pick which toothbrush you want. I don't need your fucking toothbrush on Halloween, buddy. I want goddamn candy. Somebody said L take. Shut the fuck up. I don't like this, right? I'm egging their house when they give me a toothbrush. Next, pencils. Specifically, Halloween-themed pencils. Not breaking my thumb on that one. Useless! Useless! I don't know about egg in their house. Because I might actually use the pencil. No, actually, you know why I wouldn't use the pencil? Because any wrapped pencil shreds wrong. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? When you are trying to sharpen a pencil that has like a design wrap, it's always, A, the lowest quality pencil you could ever have. And the fucking lead just falls out of it as you're trying to use it. It's very fragile. And it clogs the fucking pencil sharpener every time. Every time. Honestly, I have to throw it in egg their house. I have to. I would say it's worse than a toothbrush. I'm gonna go that order. I would be most upset about the pencils, then the gummy hot dogs, toothbrush, apples. Because the pencils are just utterly useless. It's like giving me a fucking a downgraded pencil. If they hand me just a regular number 2, I'd probably be like, okay, I'll throw it out. Actually, no, I'd probably use it. It's not useful for trades, but I'd use it. But that's utterly fucking stupid. All right, next. Haribo Happy Colas. Now, I haven't had these in years, but I don't remember disliking them. A lot of you guys are saying ew, but I don't remember. I mean, I gotta see. Ooh. They're weird. It tastes like it tastes like Coca-Cola extract. Not like it doesn't really taste like Coke at all. It tastes like if you just strained all the water out of Coke and what was left, like that goop, you emulsified into a gummy and then handed to somebody. They're not awful. I would say they're an acquired taste, though. Ooh. And I'll also say here, most gummy candies are a mess. Honestly, most gummy candies are a mess. That's not bad. I would say they're useful for trades. Where are y'all putting this? I'm not going to throw them out. If somebody handed me Haribo Happy Colas, I'm not gonna get rid of them. I would say they're good for trades. All right, let's do Razor Blade. Honestly, a myth that Razor Blades give you, or not Razor Blades give you. Yeah, Razor Blades give you cuts. That's a myth. No. It's a myth that Razor Blades are put in candies. It's probably happened maybe 1 to 10 times ever, but the idea that people are just shoving razor blades in candies, that's not a myth. Are razor blades actually put in candies? How many children have been seriously injured or died as a result of a razor blade in candy? The answer, given the available data on the topic, seems to be no one. There have been 4 cases of suspected tampering related to Halloween candy reported to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency between 2008 and 2019. 2 of those were reported to police. No illnesses or deaths were associated. You know why? Because you're going to be able to fucking tell if somebody shoved the goddamn razor blade in your fucking Twix bar. It's going to be pretty fucking obvious, right? You got to be a goddamn idiot to not see a fucking razor blade in your Reese's cup. They're going to have to reseal the bag, which you're obviously going to fucking see, right? Say by some miracle they fucking reseal it perfectly. You're going to notice the candy's a bit mushed or fucked up, and when you bite into it and you feel metal, you go, puh. Is there a chance it could end poorly? Yeah. But the whole idea that razor blades in candy is such a common thing is not true. Jonathan, thank you for the 10 fucking gifteds. I appreciate that shit. Jonathan 222224. Thank them if you got a sub, and thank you for the fucking 10 gifteds. 5K minute for the sub, Tentacles for the 3. Somebody gave out bullets in my subdivision. That's not good. Deoxy for the sub, Keaton for the 1,000 buddies. Can I buy your Camaro? No. Sniff God and KK for the sub, Max for the 3. Should have had Fun Dip on here. It wasn't rated poorly. Most people like Fun Dip. Godsmack, thank you for the sub. Rhino for the sub. Leander for the 3. Joe Bart Rhyme stands at 4'4", short as fuck. Can't really say more. Screams so much will make your eardrum sore. Keaton, thank you for the 3. All right. Matter for the sub. Razor blades. circus peanuts. Now, have you guys ever had a circus peanut? Probably not, because they have kind of fallen off. In all honesty, I never really thought they were on. They don't even really sell them at stores. I had to find these on Amazon, and they were pretty hard to get a hold of, and also the most expensive candy on this list, sheerly because I had to have them shipped, and no one likes them, and they don't really have anybody making them. If you don't know what a circus peanut is, it's supposed to look kind of like a packing peanut, and it's a marshmallow-esque candy, right? It doesn't really have the same consistency as a marshmallow, but it has a little give. And its initial bites taste like a really bad gum, and then it dissolves into your mouth. It's effectively like an orange-ish flavored gum that dissolves as you chew it. They're fucking disgusting. No one really gives them out anymore. I obviously know why. Because they're fucking foul. There are a few genuine psychos that like eating circus peanuts. But for the most part, they're genuinely just disgusting. They have no marshmallow texture or consistency. They dissolve in your mouth as you eat them as if it's like cotton candy. But it has actually terrible flavor and tastes artificial. I'm egging their house. I would say it's honestly worse. I would say it's still not as bad as a pencil. Because you're giving me some sort of food. Or something of value, whereas circus peanuts, no one's going to trade for them, and they're fucking gross. They're amazing edging material. Yeah, you're getting banned from my chat. Imagine not shoving peanuts in your ass to help with your hemorrhoids. Like, what? What? Ghost for the sub, matter for the sub. What? All right. Next. See what's next in a bag of fucking tricks. Animal crackers. A controversial one. It's not candy, but a lot of people like animal crackers. I would say they're pretty bland. I'm still going to try them, even though I know what animal crackers taste like. But for the most part, I would say they're a bit mid. I mean, we'll obviously see. Now, what is fun about animal crackers is obviously in the name. They're little animals, you know? And you can fucking... bite their head off, right? Snap their legs and such. They're kind of sweet. And they're not really that unhealthy. Comparable to most things. They have sugar, but not that much. Honestly, where are they? I don't mind them. And what's really weird is the things that are highest are not even candy right now. Now, if you asked 10-year-old me, I might have ranked these lower, but I'm rating them as current Joe Bart, 21-year-old Joe Bart. If I somehow got these, even though I haven't been trick-or-treating in fucking 10 years. Now, I don't dislike them. If somebody handed them to me, I'd eat them. I would say they're not useful for trades because nobody's going to trade for animal crackers. Just as really nobody's going to trade for fruit snacks. But I don't mind them. They're not bad. Why are razor blades and I actually like getting these? Black licorice. Ooh. Ooh. One of the worst rated ones. My chat listed this almost more than anything, as well as most websites rated these pretty low because they're much worse than the regular Twizzlers. They smell very bad. I don't really know how to describe the black licorice smell. More just bitter. Okay, the aftertaste is disgusting. But, I would rather have a regular Twizzler. I was expecting them to be much worse. Because I haven't had... See, chat, when was the last time y'all had black licorice? See, now I'm thinking about this. When was the last time y'all had black licorice? Like years ago. A decent time. 5th grade. 5 years ago. It's not that bad. It's making me a little nauseous. I don't understand how I'm somewhat enjoying them. But they're making me feel a little queasy. It might be the gummy hot dog starting to digest. But, yeah, no, the breath feel is disgusting. I'm tasting it in my mouth, but, like, as you're chewing it, it kind of just tastes like a bad Twizzler. They're not good. Okay, they're not good. I'll say that. They're not as bad as I thought they would be. 10-year-old me would have been like, yeah, I'm going to egg their house. In all honesty, though, I'm probably going to eat one and then throw it out. I'll put them at the bottom of throwing it out when I get home. Which I know is a weird take. Especially since apples, I'm like egging their house when I would rather eat an apple. But, okay, you know, they're getting worse. You know how most things get better as you eat them? They made my tongue black. Yeah, they're not good. Yeah, they're not good. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, no, they're getting worse by the second. And the aftertaste is just fucking foul. But still, I'm probably not going to egg their house for it. Because there was something enjoyable about it for like 10 seconds. Whereas all of these, I'm just not happy all around. Alright. Ooh, controversial one here. Controversial one here, chat. What's up next? Candy corn. I would say this is honestly an even split. This is very similar to, like, people with arugula. Or that, wait, what is it called? Cilantro, not arugula. Where, like, some people love the taste of cilantro and others hate it. What I'll say about candy corn is the shape honestly makes me like it more or less. The little pumpkin-shaped candy corns are more enjoyable to eat than the corn-shaped candy corns. They're too sweet? Yeah, after a bit. What I was gonna say is that the first 10 candy corns are good. They're a little gummy, right? They're sweet. I eat them by the color. Oh, like you eat downward? Chat, would you eat white to yellow or yellow to white? They all taste the same. They're just dyed. But they're not bad. I'll say they get worse as you eat them and you start to feel like shit because you're just eating solidified sugar. Literally, that's all that's in it. It's just sugar and sodium, which makes it, like, kind of get less and less appealing. Obviously, like, the sugary shit of it makes it good, but as you eat them, they get worse. But still, if the first 10 are good, that's still saying something. I would say they're useful for trades. Because you can use candy corn. People will take candy corn off your hands in the trading game. I would say, honestly, they're more useful than the Happy Cola gummy bears. Or the gummies. I think more people would trade you candy corn for other shit than the Happy Colas. Because they're not that unenjoyable. I will say, for the most part, you're probably eating candy corn if you ever get them. You're never really going out and buying it, but you'll still eat them if people give them to you. All right. Oop. Raisins. Where are we putting raisins? Because I like raisins. But if it's Halloween, I don't know. Now, what I will say is I am rating base raisins, right? Just regular ass raisins. Yogurt-covered raisins or chocolate-covered raisins, like Raisinets, I would honestly say are in the tier of I actually like these. I don't know if you guys have ever had like yogurt or chocolate-covered raisins, but they're good. Like, they're really good. But regular raisins, especially in this, like, cardboard box format, and it gets all sticky, and it looks like somebody, like, took a dump, and you're shoving your whole, like, hand in the box to get them out, and then your hands are all gross. I'm not really a fan on that end. And since I'm rating regular raisins, I'm going to go with... I'm not going to throw them out, though. I know I'm going to eat them. Oh, this is the most backward-ass tier list. I'm not going to eat... I wouldn't throw them out, but they're not useful for trades. They're kind of in the middle here. Whereas I'd leave them at my house. I might put them in oatmeal one day. But I'm not trading them. No one's trading you raisins. So I would say they're here. I would still say they're better than black licorice. But they're in the throwing it out when I get home list. I just spilled more of the fucking Smarties. Mints. Specifically, these mints. Not the regular Lifesaver mints that are hard. These are the mints that you can chew, which some people love, like my girlfriend, Brooke, who is insane for that. But these are, in my opinion, they're the cheapest mints that you can buy. You can buy a box of these things for like $5. No. Do you see how it falls apart? If I'm eating... Number one, this isn't candy. I'm going to say that. That's already making this worse. Number two, it's Christmas themed. Why are you giving me this on Halloween? Number three, these are the worst mints that you could possibly fucking give me. They're gross. They're gross. If I'm eating a mint, I want a mint that I can suck on. I don't want a mint that I'm chewing or dissolves in my mouth and tastes like weird. I'm egging their house. I would say they're worse than the gummy. No, I'd rather have the gummy hot dog. Would I rather have these or the gummy hot dog? I'd rather have the gummy hot dog. I'd rather eat the gummy hot dog than I would these chewable mints because they're gross. I know that's a bad take to most people, but you also got to keep in mind, this is a winter-themed mint. It's not a Halloween candy. The people that are giving you this forgot to go Halloween shopping, and they're probably grandparents that are just fiddling with the shit they have in their house. So people don't egg them, only to get egged again. Juice boxes. Fire. 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 Really depends what juice. Most of the time, I would say you're probably going to get apple juice. Oop. Most of the time, you're probably going to get apple juice because that's what people buy in big packs. But I mean, you know, you might get like an orange or a cranberry or some shit, but you're probably going to get one of these like either off-brand juice boxes or like a Moats one. Now, juice boxes are actually insanely unhealthy. Most people don't know that. It isn't added sugar, which is good, but it's still just extracting, like, basically most of the unhealthy shit from juices. Or from fruits. I would say I don't mind getting... Where are they? I don't mind getting juice boxes. Dude, we really need to have a candy up here. Right now, all we have is razor blades at the top, and then fruit snacks, animal crackers, and juice boxes. And then everything else is down bad, right? I think this is mainly because these are the worst of the worst candies. These are the things that no one really wants. These are getting lumped into the worst treats because they're not candy, but in reality, they're not that bad. Double Bubble Bubble Gum. The worst gum. Loses flavor and gets hard in about 12 seconds. Not a fan. Should we see how many double bubbles I can fit in my mouth? One double bubble. I'm going to try to blow a bubble. 2 double bubbles. Three double bubbles. It's just so hard. And it's like a really low flavor bubble gum. And the aftertaste is very artificial when you stop chewing it. What am I at? What was that? Was that 5? Yo, over, under 8.5. That was 4. Five. I think I get 10. I also think this is going to make me nauseous. Six double bubbles. Seven double bubbles. We're getting in risky territory here. You gotta give me a minute. Can I have a minute? Can you guys understand me? You gotta give me a minute to chew some of these. You know, this is how much dip my grandpappy used to fucking put in his mouth. You know, if you're not packing a whole can of Copenhagen, what is that? 8 double bubbles. You're not really an American. If your lip doesn't look like this when you're packing a chew, are you really a United States citizen? Should I try to blow a bubble? Too much resistance. What number? What number? 9? 9, double bubba. Ten, double bubba. I don't think I can go much more. 11, double bubba. $12. I like a chipmunk. $13 double bubba. $14 double bubba. This is getting dangerous. Should I stop? How many am I at? We get 15. 15. 15. And then I stop. I'm at 14. Yo, that's where I gotta call it, bro. When I start drooling, yo. That's where I gotta call it, bro. If I start drooling, I'm done. If I start drooling, I'm done. Fuck. Bro, I don't know where to put these. What happened to blowing a bubble? Dude, you know how thick that shit got? I'm not gonna be able to blow a bubble. Oh my god. Where are y'all putting this? Double bubble bubble gum. It's gum. And it's a shitty gum. I'm going to throw it out. I'm not going to keep it. I know I'm not going to keep it. S tier. I'll put it as useful for trades. Somebody might take it off my hands. If I have like 5 or 6 pieces, I'll say bottom of useful for trades. DJ Pauly D, thank you for the 5 gifteds. Chick for the sub sauce for the 3. Possible idea for a YouTube video. There's a game called Streamer's Court. Yeah, I know about that game. Chips sauce, duck for the sub, matter for the 3. Has Joe's Hungry rated any of these? No. It's no for the 3. Look up the story on the man who died eating black licorice. I know it can give you like kidney stones or some shit. Ghost and matter for the sub. Jonathan, thank you for the gifteds. Tenacos for the 3. All right. Chat, lock back in. Now we're on to the hot candies. Hot tamales, or tamales, and red hot. We'll do hot tamales first. They look like Mike and Ike's. They actually might be made by the same company that makes Mike and Ike's, honestly. Except they're spicy. They're honestly a lot hotter than I remember. Bro, these are hot. What makes them spicy? Like, I'm looking in it and I can't tell. They taste gross, though. I just think spicy candy is fucking dumb, right? It's not like putting like tahini or some shit on your like what are the gummies that have shit in the middle that explode called? Gummy busters. What are they called? Gushers. Like, I see a lot of people put like tahini on gushers. That's not like spicy, right? But like hot tamales are hot candy. And I think spicy candy is just bad. And so when people give these out, I think that's stupid because they're disgusting, right? They're not gross in the sense of like, oh, I'm going to throw up from eating them. But they're disgusting in the sense of like, why would I ever want a spicy candy? Like I'm eating a goddamn pepper. Like, that's not what I want in a candy, ideally. Same thing with mint candy, but the reason mint candy is not on this list is just because nobody really hands out, like, York peppermint patties on Halloween. And a lot of people like mint candy. That's more of an L take on my part when I say, like, mint candy's bad. Red Hots. I'm pretty sure Red Hots are more liked than hot tamales. I don't remember, but we'll see. They're also smaller. And you don't really chew on them. So they last longer. And I think that might be why people like them more. Is because they're like, it's just a box of hard candy. So it lasts a while. And the longevity of the candy makes it more valuable. I would actually say Red Hots are useful for trades. I would say they're less useful than Double Bubble. But I would say getting Red Hots is going to be something that people might trade for. I would say they're mid. I still wouldn't want them, but somebody would take them off your hand. So I got to put them there. Just because they have the sheer capability of lasting a while. All right. Next. Jelly beans. I added these. Because I honestly stand by the fucking take that jelly beans are disgusting. I don't know why people like them. I know there are a broad array of flavors. You're obviously not going to get a bag this big. You're going to get one of the mini snack bags of jelly beans. But, like, yeah, I get that they have a lot of flavors and people like that. But jelly beans make me nauseous. And just eating all of them, like, some people eat, like, 3 at once. The only way you're able to enjoy them is eating one by one. And if I'm going to eat something that's gummy-ish, I'd rather have Sour Patch Kids. If I get them, I'll eat them. Skunk flavor? That's not jelly beans. What is that? That's Bean Boozled. They don't have skunk flavored jelly beans. I would say I don't mind it. I would say they might actually be more near the top of useful trades because people will take jelly beans, but I think they're bad. Just because whatever flavor it says it is, it's probably not going to taste like that. It's probably going to taste like some sort of indiscernible sugar with like a hint of marshmallow or whatever flavor it claims to be. All right. Now we are on to Laffy Taffy. Now, I think I have to rate the worst rated flavor. I think many Laffy Taffies are good, okay? Laffy Taffy, like sour apple Laffy Taffy or like the strawberry, I might actually say I like getting these or I don't mind it. But the worst rated Laffy Taffy is banana Laffy Taffy. Most people do not. A lot of you guys are saying banana hits. Now, I haven't had banana Laffy Taffy since I was in my grandparents' laundry room years ago. And I ate one of these and I threw up. Now, whether or not I threw up because of this Laffy Taffy, I don't remember. But no. 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 I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of... See, I know... Yeah, y'all are getting mad. I know y'all are getting mad. I don't dislike the green apple ones. I don't dislike the strawberry ones. But I haven't had a banana Laffy Taffy since I was like 10. And it tastes exactly the same. It's bad. If you gave me a banana Laffy Taffy... Honestly, I'd rather have a fucking toothbrush. Or hot tamales, or the mints. Banana Laffy Taffy is, in my opinion, fucking foul. Now we're on to this thick-ass bag of a bunch of indiscernible candies. Actually, let's rate the last non-candy things, which would be these. First off, popcorn. I'm not actually going to make the popcorn, but some people hand out like popcorn bags. Where would y'all put those? I would say I actually like getting popcorn. I know it's not candy, but if you give me a full-on sleeve bag of popcorn, I think that's pretty good. And you could technically combine that with other candies. If you get a bag of popcorn, you could heat that bitch up and put a bunch of M&Ms in it, and now you have chocolate popcorn, and that's fucking fire, right? So I would say they're pretty good. Pretzels. I tried my hardest to find the Halloween-themed pretzels that people give out. I know people give out Halloween pretzels a lot. The ones that are in the shape of pumpkins and bats. I don't really think I'd say I like getting pretzels. I wouldn't even say I don't mind it. I would say they're at the very bottom of useful trades. Because you can get rid of pretzels. If I'm really hungry, I might eat them. But, like, in my experience, I've usually waited until they're so stale that I can't eat them anymore. And then I just throw them out. But I'm not throwing them out immediately. Hot chocolate. I have a little baggie here. You'd normally be given something like this. Not a box. You'd be given a little baggie of hot chocolate. Whatever brand. This is Swiss Miss, right? I would also say I like getting these. Hot chocolate is... It transitions perfectly into the Thanksgiving cold time, right? Halloween is usually like the end of like 60, 50 degree weather, depending on where you live, and then it gets much colder. So for the most part, getting given hot chocolate is either something that's enjoyable in a week or two after Halloween, or if anything, you can save it for a while, right? Hot chocolate's not really going to go bad, so you could keep it until it's like December and then use it. And then you'll sit there and be like, oh yeah, this fucking rando guy that was dressed as Michael Myers gave me this hot chocolate. You know, then you brew it up, you drink it, and you die because he put some sort of drug in it. But, you know, you're going to be happy while you're drinking it. Sexy Money, thank you for the sub. And DJ Pauly, thank you for the 5 gifteds. Thank them if you got a sub, and thank you for the fucking 5 gifteds, DJ Pauly. I appreciate that. Joseph for the sub, Mello for the 3. Happy almost Halloween. Thank you. Happy almost Halloween to you, too. Hope everybody has a good spooky season. Dub for the sub, Moist for the sub, Jared for the 5. Sorry I didn't donate anymore. I just blew a bunch of money on 2K. You're good, dude. You don't have to apologize for not donating. You could watch, dude. You don't have to spend money on subs or anything if you don't want to. And Public Grinch for the subs as well. Willpower for the sub. All right. Now we're on to the last 3 candies. Dots, Fruit Chews, and Tootsie Rolls. Which do y'all want to rate first? If I can even open this bag. And there's also other shit in here like Tootsie Pops and stuff, but I just bought this bag because it had all of them. Tootsie Pops aren't rated low. Most people like lollipops, so they weren't really rated poorly. A bunch of people said dots, so we'll rate dots first. This is actually the box that you would get, by the way. Like the exact box. I remember getting these a bunch of times. When you open up the box, there's how many? It really varies, but for the most part, you get what? This many dots. So 2, 4, 6, 7 dots in a little mini box, right? You get this. Sometimes you're lucky, right? And you get the flavors you like. Personally, I like the red flavor. It's honestly a pretty good gummy. I think red carries out of all of the colors. I think green, not that good, right? Comparably. But now, I'm not going to rate them higher than, like, any other candy that's not on this list, okay? Let me say, if they're in I actually like getting these, that does not mean I'd rather have this over a fucking Reese's cup, right? Or I'd rather have this over a Kit Kat bar, or a Twix bar, or a Snickers bar, or a Milky Way, right? There's many, many candies that are above this. But... and this is a big but. This is a list of the worst rated Halloween candy treats, right? Or treats. So, out of all of them, as of right now, I would be the happiest to get a box of dots. The only thing that's annoying about a bag of dots, that. It's like you're packing a fucking chew. Can't get them out of your teeth. You better not eat them before you go to bed, or else you're going to be fucking waking up with a goddamn cavity. All right, Fruit Chews are next. No specific flavor, but these were actually rated pretty poorly. I don't even know what flavor this is. I'm going to try and guess. Can y'all read the flavor? I crumbled it up. Just tell me if I'm right or wrong. Cherry. Yeah? It's a bad cherry. It kind of tastes like strawberry. But for the most part, they're not that bad. And the vanilla ones, which aren't even fruit. I don't know why vanilla is in the fruit chew category, but it is. I would honestly rate vanilla pretty highly. Higher than the chocolate, which we're rating next. Higher than the OG Tootsie Roll. The vanilla fruit chew. If I'm just going off vanilla fruit chews, above dots, right? But I know that if you're given fruit chews, realistically, you're going to be getting a variety of fruit chew flavors, and the rest suck. Vanilla's the best by far. The others are probably maybe useful for trades at best. I would say this is at the top of the I don't mind it category. I'm spitting it out because I've had too much candy, dude. You know when you eat too much candy, your stomach starts hurting and you feel lightheaded? No, just me? No, I've just eaten 35 Reese's Cups in a sitting before. Anyways, I would say that they're generally like the top of the I actually like getting them if it's just vanilla. But since it's the other ones, I'm going to put it in the top of I don't mind it. Last one. Tootsie Rolls. One of the most common things that you get on Halloween. Very common. At least when I used to go trick-or-treating. I don't know what motherfuckers are handed out in 2023, right? I'm talking about shit when I went trick-or-treating, what, in 2013? 2012? Back in 2012, dude. Bitches were handing out Tootsie Rolls like they were fucking hotcakes. Everybody had Tootsie Rolls. The long ones, the short, stubby ones that I just ate, and then the bars. A lot. What I don't like about them is they don't taste like chocolate. It tastes like a weird imitation of what chocolate should taste like. Like, just, it'd be like describing chocolate in that game called Telephone, where, like, you all talk about it and it wraps around. I would describe chocolate, and at the end, the last guy would make chocolate, and what he made is a Tootsie Roll. Seriously. I'm going to describe chocolate to a guy. He's going to describe what I said to another dude, who's going to describe it to fucking 10 other dudes. That last guy is going to make a fucking Tootsie Roll. It's not awful, right? I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to egg somebody's house if they give me a fucking Tootsie Roll. It's useful for trades. I would honestly say it's maybe more useful than a fucking Whopper. Probably not, because it's 1 versus 3, because the least amount you can get on Whoppers is 3. But they're useful, right? You can use them to trade. Am I going to be happy about getting them? No. Am I going to eat them? Maybe. I'd rather get them over jelly beans. So I'm going to put them there. Do we want to move anything in this list? Right now, we have, I actually like these as dots, popcorn, hot chocolate, and razor blades. I don't mind it as fruit chews, mainly the vanilla flavor. Welch's Fruit Snacks, Animal Crackers, Juice Boxes, Tootsie Rolls, and Jelly Belly Jelly Beans. Useful for trades, Whoppers, Candy Corn, Happy Cola Bears, or Happy Cola Gummies, Double Bubble Bubble Gum, Red Hots, Pretzels, Throwing it out is Smarties, no-name hard candies, raisins, and black licorice. Egging their house is pretzels, circus peanuts, gummy hot dogs, mince hot tamales, a toothbrush, Laffy Taffy, specifically the banana flavor, which just drags it, and then apples. I think move Laffy Taffy up. Okay. I will do at most 2 moves. I am fine with moving this up. Because Laffy Taffy banana is disgusting. But if you give me any other flavored Laffy Taffy, maybe not grape, but if you give me sour apple or strawberry, I would say they might be useful for trades. And so for that reason, I'm going to throw them in the middle of throwing it out when I get home. Because 2 of the flavors, I'm egging their house. 2 of them useful for trades. One other move. Where do we want to move? Move Whoppers up. Now that I'm seeing the list, I kind of do want to move Whop. I'm going to make 3. I'm going to make 2 moves. Thoughts? Now that I'm seeing the list, I'm trying to compare everything to itself. I would rather have Whoppers than a juice box and a Tootsie Roll. And I would say jelly beans I would be more unhappy about. Move razor blades up. Okay. Now, I think that's the complete list. That's much better. That's much better. God, is there anything else I would want to move? I think this is complete. Raisins. I would rather have raisins than Laffy Taffy. See, moving some, like, yeah, there might be some stuff within a row that would move, but I think the rows they're put in are the correct rows. Obviously, there are some things within this that I might move up or down. Like, I'd probably rather have pretzels than Double Bubble. Or some of the shit. But I think the row itself is fair. W list. That was fun. All right. Now, I will include this list in the YouTube description tab for people that want to rate it. Just kind of as like a little outro here. So if you want to rate this yourself, you can, or with your friends, I'll link it down below. And you could rate it. But once again, thank you to tuning in for the little Joe Barton Halloween special. Anyways, now onwards to the other stream shit. Are y'all ready to finish at dead of night? Oh my god, I keep spilling these motherfuckers. Bro, what should I do with this candy? I feel like I'm going to give it to my friends, but I don't know how much they're going to eat. I'm going to keep some shit for myself. I'm going to keep the animal crackers. I'm going to keep the fruit snacks. Probably the juice boxes. Probably the raisins. I'm going to keep a lot of the non-candy shit. And the dots. I'm probably going to get rid of everything else. I'm going to try and see if my friends will eat the circus peanuts. That'll be fucking hilarious. Save it for Halloween? Nah. You think I give that bitch out on Halloween? You think now I just do them dirty and I just give out fucking Double Bubble on Halloween? That'd be an ultimate diss, dude. That'd be, like, actually kind of fucked up. All right. Hold up. I'll turn the non-copyright shit up. Hold up. For the $15 Canadian dono, Daddy Zach, love you, man. You make my day so much better, and I love the TikToks. You look like Lego Piece SH487. Big Ferris, Crazy Cool, Pixma, Willpower, Sexy, and DJ for the sub. All right. Chat, count me down 30 seconds. I gotta go put this box out of my way. And I gotta take a piss. Count me down. We're back. All right. Now it's time for some big gaming moments, chat. Parker won for the sub, Big Ferris. Crazy Cold for the sub, Pixma for the sub, Willpower, and Sexy for the sub. All right. Chat, was that fun? I had fun. Honestly, I kind of feel like shit now, though, because I ate a bunch of candy. Anyways. It is now time to get into the scary, spooky season game, chat. At dead of night. Dub! Dub in the chat for that shit. Yoshifika for the 3-month sub in a row. 29-month total. Wow. All right. You don't know what At Dead of Night is. It's effectively a game where I am somebody that checked into a hotel room. In that hotel room, there's a bunch of creepy shit going on.